Every path is a gamble, every choice a leap of faith. And that's why the hardest part isn't making the wrong decision. It's living with the silence that comes before it. That still moment when your heart says one thing, your head says another, and you realize no one can tell you what to do. This is where most people freeze. They wait for a sign, for permission, for fate to step in. But waiting is a decision too. And sometimes it's the one that costs the most. We grow up believing there's always a right path, that if we just think hard enough or plan perfectly, the universe will reveal the correct answer. But the truth is harsher. There is no single right choice. There is only the one you make and what you decide to build from it. Because every road you take will carry both beauty and pain. Every yes means 1,000 silent no's. Every door you open means leaving another behind. So the goal isn't to choose perfectly, it's to choose honestly, to listen, not to the noise of what's expected, but to the quiet truth buried beneath your fears. That whisper that says, "This is who I am." If you follow that voice, even if it leads to mistakes, you'll never truly be lost. Because a wrong decision made with authenticity will teach you more than a perfect decision made from fear. There's a moment after every big decision when doubt hits like thunder. You'll question everything, your logic, your strength, your sanity. You'll replay the choice over and over in your mind. That's normal. The human mind is built to crave control, and every major decision feels like surrender. But what you don't realize in that storm is that doubt doesn't mean you are wrong. It means you're growing. The moment you step out of your comfort zone, your brain panics. It screams to pull back, to stay safe, to return to the known. That isn't intuition, that's survival. Courage isn't the absence of that voice. Courage is walking forward while hearing it. Every person who's ever changed their life, left a job, ended a relationship, moved to another country, heard that same voice. But they walked anyway. And that's what separates dreamers from doers. Not clarity, but commitment. When you strip away all the noise, the opinions, the pressure, the expectations, you'll be left with one question. Can I look in the mirror after this? That's the real test of any tough decision. Not whether people will approve, not whether it will be easy, but whether you can look at your reflection and say, I did what felt true. Because at the end of the day, life doesn't reward those who never fail. It rewards those who never fake. You can rebuild from a bad choice. You can recover from a fall. But you can't rebuild from the betrayal of your own truth. So when you stand at a crossroads and every voice around you says, do this, choose that, ask yourself one simple question. What would I respect myself for doing 5 years from now? The answer won't always be comfortable, but it will always be real. And that's just the first half of the journey, the internal battle. The second half is the action, the moment you stop analyzing and start living the consequences of your choice. The truth is, no amount of thought can replace action. The hardest part isn't choosing, it's stepping forward, because when you act, the universe moves with you. Doors you never knew existed begin to open. Paths you feared appear beneath your feet. And even if the ground shakes, even if the sky darkens, you are moving. Every great decision requires this leap. A moment when your heart outruns your fear, when you take one small step and then another until the path becomes yours. Here's the secret. Most people never take it. They linger at the edge of possibility, watching life happen to others, never realizing the power of a single choice. Every tough decision lives in the shadow of uncertainty. We crave certainty, but certainty is an illusion. You cannot predict every outcome. You cannot control every reaction. You cannot prevent every mistake. And yet, that's where life truly exists, in the unknown, in that space where fear meets possibility. So embrace it, step into it fully, without apology or hesitation, because growth, courage, and wisdom are born in that space. You will stumble, you will fail, you will doubt yourself, But the alternative is a life half lived. The greatest reward is never in safety. It is in daring. It is in choosing what others would avoid, and then standing tall, knowing you followed your truth. With every tough decision comes responsibility. Responsibility for your choice, for its consequences, for the person you become through it. It's tempting to blame circumstance, to blame fear, to blame others. But in the moment of decision, the power is always yours. And true courage isn't about avoiding mistakes, it's about owning them, facing them, learning from them, letting them refine your character. When you accept responsibility, you step into freedom. You stop being a victim of chance and start being the architect of your own life. The most powerful people in the world aren't those who avoid risk. They're those who make decisions, sometimes painful, sometimes risky, and then carry them with integrity. Ultimately, every decision is a reflection of your values. Your life is a sum of the choices you make, not the money you earn, not the applause you receive, not the comfort you chase. It is shaped by the courage to act when the stakes are high, by the honesty to honor your own truth, and by the willingness to embrace uncertainty. When you make a tough decision and live with it fully, you begin to see yourself clearly. You understand your own strength. You recognize your own capacity for growth. Every choice becomes a story. Every challenge becomes a teacher. Every fear becomes a step on the path of who you are meant to be. So the next time life places a crossroads before you, pause, listen, and then choose. Choose boldly. Choose honestly. Choose the path that aligns with your soul, even if it terrifies you. Because courage isn't the absence of fear, it's taking action in spite of it. And that's the moment life begins. Remember, the toughest decisions in life aren't tests of logic, they are tests of character. They reveal who you are when no one is watching. They show what you value when everything is uncertain. And when you face them head on, when you embrace the fear, the doubt, the unknown, you step into the kind of life most people only dream of. The choice is yours, the path is yours, and the story is yours to write. Thank you so much for watching Nido Quest. If this message resonated with you, please consider subscribing and turning on notifications for more content to help you on your journey. We'll see you in the next one.